Hi friends, my name is Kalpesh and welcome to my official YouTube channel Automotive Cracks. In this video, I am gonna discuss constructional details of the battery ignition system. Battery ignition system is utilized for the spark ignition engine, or you can consider the petrol engine. Let's check it out what is inside the construction of the battery. In this picture you can observe the different components which are connected and makes the whole battery ignition system. In the components you can observe the battery, then we have an ignition switch, ballast resistor, ignition coil, then we have a contact breaker, we have a distributor, and at last we have a spark plugs which are connected with each cylinder. In this video, I am going to discuss the constructional details of each and every components. So let's check it out. The first component is battery. Battery you can consider as the main source for the battery ignition system. Majority, the lead acid battery is used. Sometimes metal alkaline type battery can be utilized in the battery ignition system. I have already uploaded a couple of videos on my YouTube channel which explains you guys the constructional details of the lead acid batteries and working of the lead acid batteries too. I'm kindly requesting to visit those videos for more details. This indicates the positive terminal and this indicates the negative terminal. The positive terminal of the lead acid battery, it is connected with the ignition coil through the ignition switch and the ballast resistor, whereas negative terminal of the lead acid battery is earth. In most of the cases, the 12-volt lead acid battery is utilized for the automotive vehicles. The second component you can consider, that is ballast resistor. It's a simple type of metallic resistor which is implemented in the series connection with the batteries and ignition coil, which regulates the current. Ballast resistor, it's a variable type of resistor which is connected in series, as I said. In the material you can consider the nickel alloy or the iron wire, which has a specific quality that it has a high resistance to temperature coefficient. That means when surge of the current is created in the circuit, the temperature of the cable will increase, and as the temperature of cable increases, the resistance of the ballast resistor it will increase, and thus it will controls the current flowing through it. At low temperature it will provides the low resistance to the flowing current. The third component you can consider, that is ignition coil. It will look like a cylindrical construction which is connected in the series connection with the batteries and the ballast resistor. In construction of the ignition coil you can find the two types of windings, one which is known as the primary winding, second it is called the secondary winding. The primary coil is wound over the secondary coil. Such kind of arrangement is utilized to get maximum benefit of the magnetic field produced in the ignition coil. Primary winding, which is made of thick gauge of wire with the few turns, which is insulated with the varnish paper, whereas secondary winding, it is made of thin gauge wire which has a higher number of turns. So ultimately the ignition coil, it will behave like a transformer, step up transformer. The whole winding, it is encompassed by the aluminum container, and this whole component, it works on the mutual induction principle. I am not going to detail the working of each and every component, so friends, keep in mind that in this video I am only going to discuss the construction of the components which are utilized in the battery ignition system. I am going to discuss the working principle in my next video. The fourth component, it is known as a contact breaker point. Contact breaker point, sometimes it is also known as a CB point. It is connected in series with the ignition coil primary winding, and ultimately the second end of this component, it is earth. In this manner it completes the whole circuit. The CB point, it is the contact breaker. It is kind of a mechanical device which comprises a rotating cam and a lever arrangement. The rotating cam has a rise portion which depends on the number of cylinders in the engine. The rotation of the cam, it is completely controlled by the speed of the crankshaft or camshaft. In the construction, one condenser is provided which is connected in the parallel connection with the CB point. This condenser, it is nothing but a simple type of capacitor which absorbs the back EMF which is produced while the contact breaks. The next component, you can consider the distributor. This end of the distributor, it is connected with the secondary winding, or you can say high tension coil of the ignition coil, and these ends, they are connected with each and every spark plug which are inside the cylinders. In construction of the distributor, it comprises lobe and the pickup point. This is the rotating lobe, and this 1, 2, 3 and 4, these are the pickup points. Again, the rotation of the distributor shaft, it depends on the rotation of the crankshaft. It is completely driven by the camshaft or the crankshaft of engine. For example, you can consider the 4-stroke 4-cylinder engine. Then the speed of the distributor shaft, it is exactly half than the speed of the crankshaft. This component distributes the high voltage to the spark plug as firing order fixed by the manufacturer, and that's why this is known as a distributor. The contact breaker point, which we have seen earlier in the previous slide, it is encompassed in the same housing where the distributor is there. The last end component, you can consider the spark plug. By observing the naked eye, you can say that the spark plug, it is made of the two types of material, one which is known as porcelain, and second some metallic components, some metal part is there. So it is completely made of two different material, porcelain to insulate the metal part to prevent the leakage of the current from this component. In addition, in the construction of the spark plug, you can find the central electrode which is passing through the whole body of the spark plug, and the second we are considering the earth electrode, okay, which is here at this point. In between the central electrode and the earth electrode, a minor gap is provided which is known as an electrode gap. As the gap is larger, the spark plug requires higher voltage to produce the spark. If the gap is smaller, it required less voltage to produce the spark. Again, too much less electrode gap leads to the pre-ignition condition, which ultimately produces the detonation. So we need to choose the electrode gap carefully. The life of the spark plug, it depends on the material which is utilized to manufacture the spark plug. For example, the platinum iridium spark plug. For example, you can consider the spark plug which is made of the platinum or the iridium material. It has a life like 50,000 to 80,000 kilometers. So these are the components which are utilized in the battery ignition system, and in this manner they are connected with each other. I'm again going to repeat the connection in between these components. The battery positive terminal, it is connected with the primary winding of the ignition coil through the ballast resistor and the ignition switch. This second end of the primary winding of the ignition coil, it is connected with the contact breaker point, and then it is earth at this point. The capacitor or the condenser, it is connected in the parallel connection of the contact breaker, and the high tension or the secondary winding of the ignition coil, it is connected with the distributor, and from distributor all pickup points they are connected with the spark plugs. How this whole system works, I will discuss in my next video. So guys, keep in touch with my channel and stay updated. Thank you for watching this video with attention. I'm kindly requesting to subscribe this channel if you haven't, and if you have subscribed, click on the bell icon which is next to the subscribe icon, so you will get all the notification whenever I'm going to upload anything. So thank you so much.